the hidden reason empath chosen ones suffer before awakening. Have you ever wondered why the most deeply compassionate souls often endure the greatest suffering? Maybe you've felt it yourself, an intense, often overwhelming sense of pain, loneliness, or confusion that seems unfairly heavy compared to those around you. If you're watching this right now, chances are you're not just a sensitive person, you're something even rarer and more profound. You're an empath chosen one. But why does your journey feel so uniquely difficult? Why does it seem as if life places heavier burdens on your shoulders, pushing you to your emotional and spiritual limits again and again? This isn't random. It's not bad luck or punishment, it's purposeful, and it carries a hidden meaning far deeper than you may realize. You see, being an empath isn't simply about feeling others' emotions deeply. It's about absorbing those emotions, processing them internally, and transforming them into something healing and powerful. But here's the paradox. To fully awaken the immense spiritual gift you carry, you must first endure intense periods of suffering, struggle, and isolation. Why? Because only through profound personal suffering can you understand, transform, and ultimately harness the deep emotional energy you experience daily. Your suffering isn't meaningless, it's your initiation into a higher spiritual purpose.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Imagine for a moment that you are standing alone at the entrance of an ancient temple. You've traveled far, guided only by intuition, and you're weary from life's struggles. Before you lies darkness, uncertainty, and intense silence. Every step you take inward feels heavy, as though you're entering not just a physical space, but the deepest chambers of your own heart and soul. The walls surrounding you are etched with symbols, ancient markings that seem to resonate with your inner pain, reflecting back the struggles you've endured throughout your life. In these quiet moments, you can't help but ask, why me? Why do I feel everything so deeply, so intensely? The truth lies precisely here in the depth of your sensitivity. The universe hasn't burdened you randomly, rather, you've been uniquely chosen because your soul has the capacity to transmute suffering into healing, darkness into light. The empath chosen ones like you don't merely feel, they heal. But healing isn't possible without first experiencing deep, transformative pain yourself. You cannot truly guide someone through darkness unless you've walked through it personally. Your struggles, your loneliness, your profound confusion, these are not curses but necessary experiences that are carefully orchestrated by the universe itself to prepare you for your true purpose. Think deeply for a moment. What if your most intense struggles were not meant to break you, but to awaken you? What if every emotional wound you've ever carried was not random, but strategically placed on your path to ensure you develop profound compassion, empathy, and healing abilities? Consider the most spiritually enlightened souls throughout history, individuals who have profoundly impacted humanity through their wisdom and compassion. Each of these souls endured extraordinary suffering, loneliness, and pain before fully awakening to their true spiritual potential. Now, you might be wondering, if I'm an empath chosen one, why don't I feel powerful or special? Why do I instead feel overwhelmed, misunderstood, and exhausted? And the reason is that true spiritual power rarely looks like what society tells us it should. Real strength is often hidden behind vulnerability, emotional honesty, and genuine authenticity. Your exhaustion, your overwhelm, your confusion, these aren't signs of weakness. They're evidence of a soul that's courageously confronting the rawest, deepest truths about what it means to be human. Yet there's a hidden danger here, a trap many empath chosen ones fall into, believing that the intensity of their emotions and struggles is evidence of being flawed or broken. Society often reinforces this belief, suggesting that emotional sensitivity is a burden rather than a gift. But understand clearly, your deep sensitivity is your greatest strength. It's precisely what allows you to connect deeply with others, heal emotional wounds, and profoundly impact the lives of those around you. The key isn't to numb or avoid your emotions, it's to consciously understand, transform, and ultimately harness them for a greater purpose. Ask yourself honestly, have I been running from my sensitivity, viewing it as weakness rather than embracing it as my greatest spiritual asset? Consider deeply how your life might change if you began viewing your emotional depth not as a burden, but as a profound spiritual tool uniquely entrusted to you. Imagine the healing, clarity, and profound transformation you could inspire in yourself and others by consciously embracing your empathic nature. Yet, recognizing your purpose intellectually isn't enough. You must also courageously confront the pain, loneliness, and suffering you've carried your entire life, consciously choosing to transmute it into wisdom, healing, and profound spiritual insight. Your emotional pain isn't something to fear or avoid, it's sacred energy, powerful fuel for spiritual awakening and profound compassion. Reflect deeply now. Are you genuinely ready to courageously confront your deepest emotional wounds, consciously transforming them into extraordinary healing power and spiritual wisdom? Because the moment you courageously choose to embrace your empathic sensitivity fully, consciously transmuting your suffering into profound spiritual awakening, then your entire reality shifts dramatically. You no longer feel victimized by emotional sensitivity. Instead, you authentically embody your true potential as a healer, guide, and powerful spiritual catalyst. But here's the profound question you must courageously answer now. Are you genuinely ready to consciously embody your true potential as an empath chosen one, in authentically transforming emotional suffering into extraordinary spiritual power, compassionate healing, and profound purpose? In the next part, we'll explore exactly how you can practically embrace your empathic nature daily, consciously transforming your emotional sensitivity into powerful spiritual mastery, profoundly impacting not only your life, but the collective consciousness around you. Are you truly ready to courageously embrace this profound spiritual destiny? How your emotional pain becomes your greatest power, mastering the empath's gift. If you've come this far on your journey, you're beginning to understand something profound and deeply transformative. The emotional suffering you've endured as an empath chosen one was never random or meaningless. It was a deliberate spiritual initiation. Your intense sensitivity, the overwhelming emotions, and the pain that often seems to accompany it are not punishments or flaws. They're powerful catalysts for spiritual awakening, personal transformation, and profound healing, not only for yourself but for countless others whose lives you are destined to touch. But understanding this truth intellectually isn't enough. You must now consciously and courageously embody it practically, daily, and authentically. So, how exactly do you transform emotional pain into profound spiritual power and authentic mastery as an empath chosen one? It begins with embracing emotional awareness not as a burden, but as your most sacred spiritual practice. Emotional awareness isn't merely about noticing emotions as they arise, It's about courageously facing and deeply understanding the root causes behind each feeling, that no matter how uncomfortable or overwhelming they may seem. Each emotion you experience, pain, sadness, joy, or confusion, carries profound spiritual lessons and hidden wisdom. When you consciously engage your emotions with openness and curiosity, rather than fear or avoidance, you begin uncovering powerful insights, deeper compassion, and extraordinary spiritual wisdom hidden within your deepest feelings. Next, practically mastering your empathic gifts requires cultivating genuine emotional resilience daily, not by suppressing or avoiding emotions, but by consciously embracing and transmuting emotional pain into profound spiritual strength. Emotional resilience isn't about numbing yourself or becoming detached, rather, it's about courageously experiencing intense emotions while consciously choosing responses that align with your highest spiritual values and authentic self. Each time you consciously face emotional discomfort without avoidance or resistance, you profoundly deepen your spiritual resilience, emotional strength, and authentic courage. Practically, build emotional resilience daily by intentionally practicing mindfulness during emotionally challenging moments. When you feel overwhelmed, consciously pause, take several deep breaths, and compassionately observe your emotions without judgment. Remind yourself clearly, these emotions aren't permanent, they're temporary experiences offering powerful opportunities for spiritual growth and authentic resilience. Practicing this daily mindfulness profoundly transforms your relationship with emotional pain and empowering you to courageously navigate intense feelings with profound spiritual awareness and genuine strength. Additionally, mastering your empathic sensitivity involves setting clear emotional boundaries, not as barriers to isolate yourself, but as compassionate guidelines that protect your spiritual and emotional well-being. As an empath chosen one, your sensitivity can often make you vulnerable to absorbing others' emotional energies, sometimes leaving you exhausted or overwhelmed. Establishing healthy boundaries allows you to maintain emotional clarity, inner balance, and profound spiritual alignment while still offering deep compassion and empathy to others. Finally, practically embody your empathic power daily by intentionally using your sensitivity to inspire compassion, healing, and authentic connection in every interaction. Understand clearly, your emotional sensitivity isn't merely personal, it's profoundly relational, intended specifically to inspire deeper compassion, genuine understanding, and authentic healing among humanity. Consciously practice empathy daily, intentionally seeking opportunities to compassionately listen, authentically connect, and deeply support others navigating their own emotional journeys. Imagine clearly the extraordinary impact your daily empathic presence can have: profoundly healing relationships, inspiring authentic connections, and powerfully transforming collective emotional awareness. Practically embodying your empathic gifts daily profoundly empowers your spiritual mastery, authentically transforming emotional sensitivity into extraordinary compassion, that genuine healing and profound purpose. Yet, practically embracing this empathic mastery requires deep daily commitment, conscious courage, and authentic vulnerability. Reflect deeply now. Are you genuinely prepared to practically embody emotional awareness, resilience, healthy boundaries, authentic self-compassion, and daily empathic connection? Are you courageously willing to authentically transform emotional sensitivity from burden into extraordinary spiritual mastery, profound compassion, and genuine service to humanity? Because when you courageously say yes, your entire spiritual journey transforms dramatically. You no longer feel overwhelmed or victimized by emotional sensitivity. Instead, you authentically embrace your true potential as an empath chosen one, creating profoundly inspiring compassion, genuine healing, and extraordinary spiritual awakening among everyone you encounter. How fully embracing your empathic mastery transforms your life, relationships, and destiny. Now that you've begun to consciously embrace your empathic sensitivity as an extraordinary spiritual strength rather than a burden, but it's essential to recognize clearly how fully embodying this truth profoundly reshapes every aspect of your reality, your personal life, your relationships, and ultimately your spiritual destiny. Because your empathic nature isn't merely a personal characteristic, it's a powerful spiritual gift meant specifically to guide your path toward deep authenticity, profound connection, and extraordinary purpose. But the question remains, how exactly does practically embodying empathic mastery daily profoundly transform your entire life? Let's start by examining your personal journey. When you authentically embrace emotional sensitivity as your greatest strength, you fundamentally shift your relationship with yourself. You no longer see yourself as overly sensitive, weak, or flawed. Instead, you courageously recognize yourself as profoundly gifted, someone uniquely capable of experiencing life deeply, intimately, and authentically. Practically, this means daily nurturing profound self-acceptance, continuously recognizing and celebrating your unique emotional depth. Each morning, consciously affirm, "My emotional sensitivity is my extraordinary spiritual gift that intentionally entrusted to me by the universe to guide my authentic spiritual journey." This daily affirmation profoundly transforms your self-perception, empowering you to embrace emotional sensitivity courageously as a powerful spiritual tool, rather than resisting or fearing it. This authentic self-acceptance profoundly influences your relationships as well. Imagine clearly how your interactions transform when you genuinely embrace your empathic gifts daily. No longer hiding behind emotional masks or superficial conversations, you courageously prioritize authentic vulnerability, deep emotional honesty, and genuine compassion in every interaction. That your authenticity becomes powerfully magnetic, naturally attracting relationships deeply aligned with your true spiritual nature, relationships rooted profoundly in mutual authenticity, deep emotional understanding, and genuine spiritual alignment. Practically, embody this transformation daily by intentionally prioritizing authentic emotional connection in every interaction. Ask yourself regularly, how can I compassionately and authentically express my true self in this interaction, but genuinely honoring both my emotional sensitivity and my spiritual authenticity? However, practically embodying empathic mastery also means courageously acknowledging relationships not genuinely aligned with your authentic self. Your empathic sensitivity will clearly reveal which connections drain your emotional energy, compromise your authenticity, or limit your spiritual growth. Yet, consciously releasing these inauthentic relationships requires extraordinary courage, recognizing clearly that true spiritual alignment sometimes means letting go compassionately, making space for relationships genuinely supportive of your deepest truths and highest spiritual potential. Reflect deeply now. Are you courageously willing to compassionately release relationships built upon emotional compromises, and authentically embracing connections genuinely supportive of your empathic nature, spiritual authenticity, and extraordinary purpose? Practically embodying empathic mastery also profoundly transforms your spiritual destiny, empowering you to authentically fulfill your extraordinary purpose as an empath chosen one. Your emotional sensitivity isn't merely personal, it is profoundly relational and collectively impactful, but intentionally entrusted to you by the universe specifically to inspire deeper compassion, genuine healing, and profound spiritual awakening among humanity. Imagine clearly the extraordinary impact your authentic empathic presence can have, transforming collective emotional awareness, inspiring genuine compassion, and powerfully guiding humanity toward deeper spiritual authenticity. But authentically fulfilling this extraordinary destiny requires practically embodying your empathic mastery daily through intentional spiritual practices. Consciously practice deep emotional reflection daily, consistently nurturing authentic self-compassion, profound emotional resilience, and courageous authenticity. Prioritize emotional honesty, vulnerability, and genuine connection in every interaction, continuously demonstrating authentic compassion, genuine empathy, and profound emotional understanding. Your consistent daily practices profoundly empower your spiritual mastery, continuously expanding your empathic strength, emotional resilience, and authentic spiritual influence. Yet, understand clearly, practically embodying empathic mastery daily doesn't promise an easy or painless path. Quite the opposite, your authentic journey as an empath chosen one often becomes more emotionally intense precisely because you're courageously choosing authenticity, vulnerability, and profound spiritual depth daily. However, precisely within these emotional challenges lies your true spiritual power, continuously deepening your emotional resilience, authentic courage, profound compassion, and genuine spiritual mastery. Reflect deeply now. Are you genuinely prepared to courageously embrace this authentic spiritual journey, practically embodying your empathic mastery daily, but profoundly transforming your life, relationships, and spiritual destiny? Because the moment you courageously commit, your entire reality transforms dramatically. You no longer remain overwhelmed or victimized by emotional sensitivity. Instead, you authentically embrace your extraordinary spiritual potential, courageously fulfilling your genuine purpose as an empath chosen one. How your empathic awakening becomes the catalyst for humanity's collective evolution. By consciously embracing your empathic mastery, you've reached a pivotal realization: embrace little Noah. Your personal awakening isn't limited to your individual experience, it holds profound implications for humanity's collective spiritual evolution. Your empathic sensitivity, which once felt like an overwhelming burden, is actually your most powerful spiritual tool, uniquely designed to help guide humanity toward deeper compassion, profound healing, and authentic spiritual awakening. But understanding this intellectually isn't enough. You must courageously embody this truth daily, practically and authentically influencing humanity's collective journey. Consider deeply each time you courageously embody authentic emotional sensitivity, compassionate vulnerability, and profound authenticity, but you profoundly impact the emotional and spiritual energy of everyone around you. Your authentic presence naturally inspires others to confront their emotional wounds courageously, compassionately embrace their vulnerabilities, and genuinely awaken to deeper spiritual truths. Reflect honestly now. How might your courageous daily actions authentically inspire, profoundly heal, and genuinely awaken humanity's collective emotional and spiritual consciousness? Practically embodying this extraordinary destiny requires intentional daily actions. Consciously prioritize authentic emotional honesty, compassionate empathy, and genuine vulnerability in every interaction, continuously demonstrating courageous authenticity and profound compassion. Regularly seek opportunities to authentically inspire collective emotional healing, sharing your empathic experiences openly, compassionately guiding others through emotional challenges, and genuinely embodying profound emotional resilience. Your authentic daily practices continuously inspire deeper collective compassion, genuine emotional understanding, and profound spiritual awakening. Yet, fully embodying this collective purpose requires courageously acknowledging your own emotional challenges without shame or fear. Understand clearly, your empathic sensitivity authentically inspires others precisely because you've courageously navigated profound emotional challenges yourself. Consciously share your emotional experiences openly, authentically, and compassionately, not from weakness, but from profound spiritual strength. Your courageous vulnerability profoundly inspires others to authentically confront their emotional wounds, courageously embrace their sensitivity, and genuinely transform collective emotional consciousness. Practically, continuously cultivate genuine emotional resilience daily, intentionally embracing emotional challenges as profound spiritual teachers, but authentically transforming suffering into powerful collective compassion. Consistently practice compassionate mindfulness during emotionally intense moments, courageously acknowledging your feelings without judgment, gently reminding yourself, my emotional sensitivity authentically inspires collective emotional healing and profound spiritual awakening. Your consistent emotional resilience profoundly impacts humanity's collective consciousness, authentically empowering deeper compassion, profound emotional understanding, and genuine spiritual evolution. Imagine clearly the extraordinary collective impact your courageous daily empathic practices authentically inspire. Visualize humanity's collective emotional awareness profoundly deepening, compassionately healing emotional wounds, courageously embracing vulnerability, and genuinely awakening spiritually precisely because of your authentic empathic example. Reflect deeply now. Are you genuinely prepared to courageously accept this profound responsibility, authentically embodying empathic mastery daily, profoundly transforming not only your own life, but humanity's collective spiritual journey? Today, fully aware of your empathic sensitivity's profound spiritual purpose, consciously committed to courageous daily authenticity, your life becomes a powerful spiritual catalyst, authentically transforming collective emotional consciousness, compassionately healing humanity's emotional wounds, and genuinely inspiring profound spiritual awakening. Your extraordinary spiritual destiny isn't merely personal, it's profoundly collective, courageously guiding humanity toward deeper compassion, profound authenticity, and genuine spiritual evolution. Reflect deeply now. Are you genuinely ready to courageously embrace this extraordinary spiritual destiny, that forever transforming your empathic sensitivity into powerful spiritual mastery, profound collective awakening, and genuine global transformation? Because this is your authentic purpose as an empath, chosen one, powerfully guiding humanity toward deeper emotional compassion, profound spiritual awakening, and genuine collective healing. Your extraordinary empathic journey authentically begins now.